Oh man, you that's the question right there. So right now I'm reading Social Animal. I usually go through like two or three books at once, but right now the main focus is Social Animal. It's a book on like the development of human relationships over time. Like I said, we evolved to be social. It's a part of our it's in us. It's innate to us. And then books that I recommend always two: The Knight in Rusty Armor and Man's Search for Meaning. The Knight in Rusty Armor is a really good book, 80 pages tops, about a knight who developed the armor. He's known for his bravery. He's known for taking on battles. But when his family needed him to take it off, he wasn't able to. And so he goes on a journey to learn how to take it off. And it is a journey. We all go through that, right? And then Man's Search for Meaning, it's about Dr. Viktor Frankl. He's a psychiatrist, and his story of having to deal with, he was in a concentration camp. So this was World War II. And his, not only his philosophy, but really the experience he went through in the concentration camp. And then in the end of it, right, one of the best quotes in that book is, to live is to suffer, to survive is to find meaning in the suffering. And so he went through all that and still decided life was worth living.
My favorite book is The Alchemist, because it's about the journey and about finding the good omens and the people along the way that will help you. I believe people are put in your life for either a reason, a season, or a lifetime, and just be patient to figure out which one it is.
One book throughout my life that's really stood out to me is Ralph Ellison, Invisible Man.
Mm.
That was very formative for me, and it was huge. And the connections between that book, and I would love if they ever tried to make a movie about it. But a lot of people say it's unfilmable. But the connections that Ralph Ellison made with the black man's journey and the Odyssey, Ulysses, you know, as the adventure, if you're familiar with that, and he used a lot of imagery from Ulysses or the Odyssey, Odysseus in Invisible Man. I learned about it in college. There was a professor that I had, African American English professor, that Ralph Ellison was his guy, and so we basically talked about that book for half of a semester. But that's a big one, and I tell everybody they need to read that if they haven't, because it's the black man's journey in America. Beyond that, Souls of Black Folk was also very instrumental for me. W.E.B. Du Bois is one of my personal heroes. As far as what I've read recently, Sapiens, was a big one for me. If you saw that movie Origin,
yeah,
and so that was a big one for me. And there's probably others, because I read a lot of stuff on neurodiversity and things like that now as well. But those are some that that are kind of standing out.
A love letter to Rick Wilde. It is centered on Afrofuturism, sci-fi. It's a black nerd book, and it's a love story.
Whew. Yeah, I'm reading a book. I'm always reading. I read this book, and I say lately, I read it last year, but it's really great. It's called Maybe You Should Talk to Someone. And so I love her writing. It was really good. I'm reading this book right now called what's the name of the book? I got it down here. It's like, yep, Positive Intelligence. I'm reading this book right now called Positive Intelligence, and a friend of mine recommended it, and it's been great as well too. It talks about just a lot of the mental barriers that we have and just our day-to-day life. So yes, always got a good book recommendation. So.
We are doing a study, Believing Jesus by Lisa Harper, and it is exploring the book of Acts, and it is really interesting how you can take what happened in that day and still apply it to what is going on now. For just for pure enjoyment, I love to read funny things, comical books. I love to read stories about people overcoming, because that's, to me, what life is about. Life happens. How do you get through it? How do you work through it? How do you transition and not let that thing that may have come to destroy you, how you don't let it, and you learn the lessons of it, and you move on.
This is a shameless plug. My book that I recently published, Therapy After Mom Died. I continue to revisit it. It is so powerful. It packs so many lessons for grief and healing. And so Therapy After Mom Died, definitely my favorite book right now.
Why didn't you bring a copy so you could show us?
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Well, let me see it, man.
You said if I have one, bring it. I brought it.
That's crazy. I did not know.
He said, if you got a book.
I read a lot of theology. I just actually picked up a book yesterday called "The Light from the Christian East," and it's a book about the Eastern Orthodox Church and just the differences between Western Christianity and Eastern Christianity. And yes, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church is part of it. It's part of the Eastern Orthodox. So, yes, so that's one of the religions, because it also is, Russian Orthodox, Eastern Orthodox Church, which is largely like Greece and some of those countries in like Eastern Europe. But yes, the Ethiopic Church and the Ethiopic Orthodox Church is also part of that family as well. Yeah, so that's the latest book I picked up. I've been reading some others. Okay, so I'm also uh, in the process of a project I'm writing about fatherlessness. And so I've been reading from all sorts of different angles about the issue. So one of the books I'm trying to, it's a theological look, it's social, it's neurological, biological look at the issue of not the issue, but the state of fatherhood and what it means to be a father. And there's, what I've been learning for the last year has just been amazing, because it just shows you how important fathers are to their kids. And so one of the books I read was Fatherlessness in the Ancient World. It sounds like, it probably sounds like a snoozer, it sounds boring, but it just shows you how, fatherhood was portrayed and lived out, and also those who were fatherless, how they had to live their lives. So that's another book I've been reading in the summer. The one I just picked up was The Light from the Christian East. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You've seen this book, haven't you?
Not. Lord have mercy.
Have you read it?
I have not. No, ma'am.
It's a very good read. And I'm in this book. And let me see, what was it I said? This is a collection. Turn right back, right to the. All right, this is my story, but let me tell you what that question you just asked. Oh, how to live a long, happy life. If you live, well, life can slap you down sometimes, but if you take care of yourself, if you have a sense of humor, if you live a good life, if you love yourself, you're going to be happy. And others are going to see that joy. My advice is to develop a strong spiritual life. Choose your friends wisely and love. Just love.